Hello, I want to do a quick video about MIDI bass pedals and bass pedals in general. I've collected a number of them and I've built some over the years. I'm going to start with this thing right here. These are pedals that came off of like a home organ, and these actually work. I'm going to do a video demo of these. They're all analog, and this lower section has mainly digital logic in there just to actually, it has digital logic to scan the pedals, and also a tone generation circuit with a chip. It's a top octave divider chip. They were used a lot in organs and stuff. You feed in a main clock frequency, and it divides that down into the 13 notes of a scale, and then you can further divide it down to get the lower octaves. So that's why they call it a top octave generator. You can still find those chips around. The one in here I got from Paya Electronics, which they're still in business. It's paia.com. So I'll find the schematics for this. This was actually, this whole project, this is the main, foot pedals. And then this is very makeshift, but it actually does work. This is like all the tone shaping and everything. And the lower section feeds the main signal up into this box, which has a Craig Anderton super tone control circuit, which is what's on the left there. And then what's on the right is a circuit that got out of I think, Popular Electronics magazine, that was actually for what they call the digital clarinet, and I figured out a way to just kind of, use it for this project. So you can actually fade in notes or fade them out, and you can set different sustain amounts. So, and this is the Radio Shack enclosure. Somehow I lost the top section. I don't know where it is. So there's cardboard here, but there's basically two cables that plug into this lower unit, and then you plug this into an amp. I use this for a musical production where I play guitar and bass at the same time. I played the bass parts with my feet, simplified bass parts, and then I played acoustic and electric guitar. So I'm going to open this bottom section up. I haven't powered this on for possibly 20 years or more, so I'll check the filter caps in there and just make sure it doesn't blow up when I turn it on. But I'm going to do a demo of this thing. And then over here, I have these Phaetar MIDI pedals, which I'm actually going to modify to replace the internal circuitry with my own that has a liquid crystal display that shows the presets and everything. This one has a very, very simple circuit. It's really just got 4 LEDs to show you what MIDI channel you're on. It's extremely, basic. It works, but I'm going to retrofit this. A friend of mine gave this to me, and I'm going to retrofit it with a circuit that I'll show you in a minute here. That's a MIDI interface for bass pedals. So this is going to be a future project. I'll probably open it up and do it like a tear down of what's in here. Then this is really interesting. Somebody gave me these pedals. They came out of a home organ, and what's really interesting about it is the switching mechanism is not. They're not like single pole, single throw switches. There's actually 2 contacts in here. Like if you look at, let me see. Yeah, if I activate this one, if you look real closely, the spring hits this lower contact first, and then it hits the upper contact. So somehow they actually did velocity sensing on these pedals, even though they didn't have like a micro in here or whatever. And I think I know how they did it. I'm gonna tear this apart, but it's just a really clever circuit here. So all these pedals are, I believe, velocity sensing. I think what they did, I think these are capacitors, and I drew up a schematic one time where you can use a relay, single pole double throw relay, as a velocity sensitive switch if you have a charged capacitor on the normally closed terminal, and when you push the relay down, the amount of time it takes the center contact to hit the lower contact, the cap will discharge, and you can get different levels of voltages out depending on how fast you activate the relay. I'll build it and do a demo of that, but I think that's what they're doing here. Is they actually, all these are capacitors, and then depending on how hard you press the pedal, if you press it really fast, the cap cannot discharge much, so you have a higher voltage on it, which gives you like a louder note. And if you press it really slowly, the amount of time between that first switch closer and the second one allows the cap to discharge faster. So I'm going to sketch up a schematic, but I believe that's what they're doing here. And I do not know what is in this thing. I need to open that up and see what's in there. That's an interesting component there. I'm going to guess it's a transformer possibly, but I don't know. I'll have to see when I open it up. And then I want to take a further quick walk over here because I have 2 other MIDI pedals that I built that are going to be upgraded too. So this is in the video on my channel. If you look up HGR interview, I talk about these pedals here, so you can watch that video for more information. And same with this one here. This one is in that video as well. So you can see what this is. They're basically just like 1 octave of momentary push buttons with a LCD up in that window. So this one has one right there. You can see it. So what I do on this LCD is I show, you know, the MIDI channel, the note, you know, all the different settings for this unit. And then this box here is going to be a future interface that I'm going to sell, that you can basically take this box, hook it up to a set of pedals like the ones I showed previously that came off an organ, and you can convert the pedals into a MIDI controller. So, and lastly, I got this funny thing here. This is my instant audience box. So it has a sound module inside. It does 4 different sounds. This is crickets, I believe. So, and this one here is a rim shot, and then this one I think is booing. So I made this to use on gigs. You can plug your guitar into it or bass, run it to your amp, and then you can activate these sound effects and it'll come out of your amp. So I think I have a video about this one as well. So anyways, just want to do a video about pedals, MIDI pedals, and I will do like a part 2 and 3 with more details. So thanks for watching. Bye.